thinking of supporting her, but realize she spends too much each month. I'm 27 years old this year, working in sales. My income usually ranges from 20 to 30 million VND a month, depending on the number of projects I close. On average, I earn at least 20 million, so I don't really have to worry much about living expenses. To put it simply, I have enough to live comfortably, send a little money back home to my parents, save some, and I'm not the type who spends recklessly. As for love, it's still new. I've been dating my girlfriend for about 5 months. She's a third-year university student in Hanoi. Honestly, at first, I didn't think too much about her finances or studies. I believed that what mattered most in a relationship was compatibility and emotional connection. But as time passed, certain things started to make me think more carefully, especially when it comes to her spending habits. The first thing I noticed was that despite being in a relationship, we don't actually go out much together. I work all day, and she, after class, rushes off to part-time jobs. I thought she was working to support herself, like many students who have to cover their own expenses. But after a few deeper conversations, I realized the truth was a bit different. She's not struggling financially. Her family back home is doing okay. They could easily support her living and studying without her needing to work. Yet she chooses to work, with the reason, I want to take care of myself, have my own money for food, school, or sometimes shopping and hanging out. At first, I respected that mindset. It sounded independent, responsible, but then she listed out her monthly expenses, and honestly, I was shocked. Here's her breakdown. Rent, 3 million VND. She shares an apartment with 2 other friends. The whole place costs 9 million, so each pays 3 million. Utilities, phone, internet, gas for her bike, around 1 million. Food, about 100K per day. Some days less, some days more, especially when she adds 2 cups of bubble tea and snacks. On average, it comes to 2.53 million a month, never less. Cosmetics, makeup, clothes, 1 million. Essentials like shampoo, body wash, toothpaste, cooking condiments, etc., another 1 million. Entertainment, movies, dining out, hanging with friends, 1 million. When I added it all up, it turns out she spends over 10 million VND a month. And that's not even counting tuition fees, which are paid by semester, or the extra English courses she's attending, which must also cost a good amount. At that moment, I started to feel conflicted. Initially, I thought about financially supporting her. There were maybe covering her expenses so she wouldn't have to work so much and could focus on studying, and also so we could spend more time together. But realizing she spends over 10 million monthly, I knew it would be too much for me to handle. Even though I earn between 20 and 30 million, I still have my own commitments. Personal expenses, money for my parents, and savings. Adding another 10 plus million just for my girlfriend feels overwhelming. Honestly, if it were around 3 to 5 million, I'd happily support her. But over 10 million, that's a whole different story. So I thought maybe I could support half, around 5 million, and let her cover the rest. That way, she could still have responsibility for her own life, and I wouldn't feel such financial pressure. But what troubles me more is her mindset about money. She told me directly, I could save more if I wanted, but living frugally feels too hard. I'd rather work so I can spend freely without feeling restricted. I didn't know what to say. On the one hand, I admire her independence. On the other hand, I can't help but worry. I'm the type who plans carefully, who thinks about the future and financial stability. She seems more focused on enjoying the present moment comfortably. One day, I jokingly asked her, when you graduate and start working, if you keep spending like this, how much salary would you need to feel satisfied? She laughed. I don't know, maybe 15 to 20 million would feel comfortable. I stayed quiet because in my head, I was already comparing. I'm 27, I've worked for 5 years, and only now have I reached 20-30 millions a month. Meanwhile, she hasn't even graduated yet, but already considers 10 plus million a normal monthly budget. Love shouldn't be measured in money alone, I know that. But reality doesn't allow us to ignore it either. I'm honestly starting to wonder if we're truly compatible long term. Our spending philosophies are very different. I want to save, plan for the future, buy a house, buy a car, and prepare for a family. She wants comfort now, no restrictions, just enjoy life. Maybe I'm overthinking, But anyone who has worked and gone through life's challenges knows that love needs both emotion and practicality. And practically speaking, supporting her at her current spending level feels like too much for me. So here I am sharing this story. I really want to ask, how much does a typical student spend monthly these days? Is 10 million actually the new normal, or is she simply spending more lavishly than average? And if you were in my shoes, would you be willing to provide for your partner at this level every month? I still care about her deeply. I want to make her life easier. But the more I think about it, the more uncertain I feel. Should I just support part of her expenses? Should I let her fully handle her own finances? Or should I sit down and have a serious conversation about money and expectations so we can avoid conflicts in the future? Honestly, this situation leaves me both caring, worried, and conflicted.